What's up, everybody? Fatman Live. Kayla Graham is here tonight. Very, very happy with her. She's fucking hot as fuck. We were just talking to her in the green room. Um, Not here 5 minutes, and she was already grabbing the boobs. So we fucking automatically love her and put her in the top five right off the bat. So let's do. I don't know. I guess we'll do this fucking. No, not yet, not yet, Holly. Fucking calm down. Uh, we got to show up the sponsors first. Yeah, we got to do this. Let's see. Listen, if you need a quality ball python, head on over to Royal Black Balls and first of all, congratulate Shamir and Cassie on the new kid. That was pretty fucking awesome. I actually talked to Shamir like fucking 20 minutes after the fucking kid was born. So how cool is that? That he makes time for the fat man in the Bernard family. Let's see here. Let's see. Chimera. Listen, learn what you don't fucking know because 99% of you people are trying to run these bullshit ball python businesses and you have no idea how to run it. So go to Patrick and Andre at Chimera, join their Patreon. Fucking, they're gonna tell you all the shit that you don't know because they already know it. Gray Family Snakes just did an auction on the Holdback Rack podcast yesterday, I think. And it was so funny. This is how much the Holdback Rack hates me. Eileen Jarp mentioned my name, and there was nothing but uncomfortable silence for fucking like a minute after that. So fucking, that was pretty funny. If you need a quality Axanthic Desert Ghost or an Axanthic Pied, go to Gray Family Snakes. TBN Reptiles, my boy fucking Nick. If you need a quality hognose, go to TBN Reptiles. Fucking Nick's wife is still all like fucked up and learning to adjust to her bionic leg. So she's living like in another state, I think. So go buy a fucking hognose from Nick so he could get his wife back because it's gonna be like a 4 month recovery period. And Nick needs to get laid, okay? And Nick is not good looking enough for just any broad to be hanging out at his fucking doorstep. He needs his wife. He needs his wife to get a little pussy. So fucking go visit TBN Reptiles on Instagram and get yourself a hognose. Small Town Exotics, my boy fucking Shane. If you require a quality hognose or ball python or leopard gecko, I actually don't even think he's doing hognoses anymore. They just shit too much. I don't know, but if you need a ball python or a leopard gecko, Shane is the fucking way to go. Portuguese pythons, Danny and Renee Rocha. They fucking they sent me a shirt. I fucking did a post about that this week. Never really knew what they looked like. Turns out that Renee is really hot. Danny is, I guess he's okay. But he does have a fucking like gauge earring in his ear that's immediately like gives off a fuck you to a job with benefits type of vibe. So fucking I hope Danny and Renee Rocha continue to kill it because I don't think Danny's gonna get a marketing job anytime soon. All right, Holly, now we could do the shit people. We could validate these morons here. BNS Reptilia Chris. Fucking he is first. Shane's fucking losing it, man. He's skipping. He hasn't been first on many podcasts in a while. And I don't know what's going. Oh fuck, there you go. Okay. All right, Shane Kelly. Fucking love Shane. Roger Kramer, how's life, Chris? Listen, I'm slowly dying. Okay. It's been rough since about 2014. So that's it. How's life with you? Creative Corlopus, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? What's up, you dick? Samson is getting, or Brian is getting, very angry at all the reels that Luke is doing about him. Sugar Skull, Kevin, what's up? Kevin is gonna fight fucking Kevin at Tinley, or no, Sugar Skull is gonna fight Paul at Tinley, and Kevin is gonna kick his fucking ass. So I look forward to collecting my money from Brian. Let's get the party started right. Yes, okay. Cool 1980s reference. What's up, Luke? Fucking from Australia. International bitches. Uh Intrepid Exotics. Fucking is this the dude with the retics, right? Uh he's one of the dudes that really came out heavy against all the shit going down in Florida and all the shit with Samson. So Intrepid, if that's you, fucking contact me. I'd like to have you on the show. Pumpkin Exotics, Angelina, listen. I'm just gonna shut my mouth. Just gonna shut my mouth and not say anything. Texas Kid Reptiles, he also did an auction, I think, on the holdback rack. See, the animosity towards the holdback rack and myself does not go both ways because I recommend that you listen to him. Is that all we have, Holly? Fuck, there's hardly anybody here. There's fucking nobody here. Oh, well, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring on my fucking hot little guest here. Fucking Kayla Graham. What's up, Kayla?
Hey, Chris.
Now, listen, I'm going to address the elephant in the room right away. Okay. I know what some of you are saying. Some of you are saying, dude, I know this is the Hot Girl Sunday show, but you can't just be pulling in these 15-year-olds because you think they're hot. Kayla is like fucking 49, all right? So, or 30 something. 30, how old are you?
33.
All right. So, we're going to remind everybody every 15 or 20 minutes about how old she is. So, none of you fuckers get me in trouble and fucking try to call me a pedo, okay? Anyway, Kayla is a bug girl. She's a tarantula girl. Talk to me a little bit about Tarantuland.
Well, Tarantuland started in maybe 2 years ago. So I guess like 2021 is when it started. Me and one of my best friends from high school have stayed in touch and are both really into exotic animals. And he got 2 tarantulas at a show and told me how cool they are and about tarantulas. So then I got a tarantula and it kind of spiraled, and we decided that we wanted to start breeding them and get into this ridiculous community of invert people.
So you were breeding them before you even kept one as a pet for like a year?
We kept them for about a year before we started breeding.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. Like, what made you think? Because, like, you're hot, you're attractive, you're smart, you have a regular job.
Mm-hmm.
What made you think, like, oh, that's not enough for me? I want to start breeding these things that are going to totally creep guys out and fucking have grown adults not want to date me. What?
Well,
Why did you decide to breed?
I mean, I always liked weird animals. I always liked reptiles, and I always liked bugs and spiders. So I didn't really know about how interesting tarantulas are. Like, there's so many different types of spiders. I had no idea. And then once I did, I just kind of thought I wanted to make more of them. I wanted to get more and make more.
Right.
I don't really care about creeping people out or making men uncomfortable. It's fine.
That's what I'm saying. I do want to address when you're Chris's age, you think 49 is young. Brian, you are 50. You are my age, you fucking douche. And you look older than me, as is evident by that reel that Luke put up with your old ass fucking dancing. And for the record, okay, uh, you look way older than me. Okay, don't think that you can just put your fucking stupid Yankee hat on with your fucking dumb little white fucking stripe going down your fucking black Puerto Rican head, thinking that you look younger. You don't look cool. You're living La Vida Loca, but you should be living La Vida Detta. Anyway, all right, that was lame. I'm here for the tarantulas. Okay, cool. Well, John, welcome. Do you know John?
No.
That's right.
You know
why he's here. He's like, oh, fucking hot Kayla is showing up, so I'm gonna show up and fucking stare at Kayla for a little bit, and we don't mind that, so it's okay. So you started doing bugs right away. And what about the tarantula is so interesting because fucking I just look at one of them and I'm like, you can't even tell when this thing is happy or sad or sick or healthy or fucking
I don't
what
know if
about
they
it?
feel happy or sad ever. I think that they're really beautiful. I love the different colors, and just all the different species is really interesting to me. Um,
Well, there's old world and new world, right?
yeah, there's Old World and New World. So, like, Old World is from anywhere that's not, the continents that aren't North America and South America. So, like, Asia, Africa, and Australia are Old
And
World.
those are normally the really fast ones, right?
Yeah, and venomous. Definitely. You don't want to get bit by an old world tarantula. You're going to have a really bad day. None of them will kill you, but you will get sick. Some of them can cause like temporary paralysis.
Well, oh yeah, that makes a wonderful pet.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about the hairs I hear are also could fuck
hmm
you up?
Yeah, some of them do kick hairs. New world tarantulas have urticating hairs that they can kick off, and if you don't really want to breathe them in or get close to them, you it can make you itchy and they kind of get embedded in your skin. But I don't really have a big issue with them. Some people are more sensitive than other people. I have spiders that kick hairs, and I've never really had a problem. There's only one species I have that I have a kind of a reaction to, and it just kind of makes me itchy.
Well, when you say kick off,
hmm
are they like a porcupine? Like they just fucking
Kind
stab you
of.
with fucking
It's
hairs?
so the hairs are usually, for most species, they're on their abdomen. So they'll like rub their back legs on their abdomen and kind of make like a cloud of hairs.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty gross.
Yeah.
Okay. And the reason that I was never into the tarantulas was that it always just seemed like you would just fucking put a tarantula in a fucking acrylic display, and then there would just be a bunch of webbing
hmm
there 3 days later, and you never see the fucking tarantula.
Some are definitely like that, especially a lot of old world tarantulas. They burrow and you don't really see them. They're considered fossorial, so they kind of just live underground all the time. I'm
Right.
not really a huge fan of them. I have a couple of them, and they they're not really my favorite because you don't see them. So the terrestrial and arboreal are more of what I like because they sit out on top of the dirt or they web up high. So
Okay.
that's cool.
And and you're breeding them, right? So
hmm
fucking they have like 100 at a time. I saw
And
Charlotte's Web,
at
right?
least,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
So then you have to catch each one of them, put them in a
Mhm.
little dumb cup, and
Yep.
fucking grow them out, right?
Yep.
So you have hundreds of fucking babies at a time.
Yep.
What's the average price that a baby would sell for? And can you sell it as a baby, or do you need to wait until it gets a specific size to sell?
So once they hit the second instar, so when they molt 2 times, you can sell them, and by
Okay.
that time, you can separate them too, so they're in their little individual cups. Most people don't want to buy them at that size because they're just so tiny, and some you have to feed fruit flies to or, like, small crickets or small mealworms, and people don't really like dealing with that.
Right.
Usually once they get to be about an inch, they sell better, but
Okay.
you can sell them at a smaller size.
Right.
Mhm.
But it's a lot of work, right? I
Yeah,
mean, if you're
it's a lot of work.
uh,
It's time
and,
consuming.
and how much does each tarantula average cost wise at a show?
It really varies, like, a lot from species to species. If you're selling a curly hair at a show, you can probably get $5 to $10 for a sling. If you're selling, like, a sturmy, a Goliath bird eater is what the common name would be, you could
Right.
probably sell them for about $30 each, if
Okay.
not more. Maybe actually, honestly, that would be just a small one. Once it molts a couple of times, the price of them goes up to maybe like 50, 60. Even
Okay.
sometimes I've seen them even for like $90 or
Okay. So and you basically sell these at reptile shows.
yeah.
And what's your average return at a reptile show, and like, is it worth it? Are you more like, I'm going to the reptile show to hang out with my friends and maybe I'll sell something, or do you go to the show explicitly like, I got to get rid of these, I have 700 in my house right now? You know, how
Well,
do you do
I go
that?
and I work the whole time I'm there. I'm usually talking to people all day and trying to sell spiders all day. I don't really go just to hang out with people. I'm at the table all day doing
Right.
stuff.
So if you're selling a $20 spider,
Hmm.
what's the max amount of time you feel like you should have to spend with that person? Well, like, is there a cutoff, like 3 minutes, and fucking, if you're
You
not going to
know,
buy it, I'm just wasting my time?
the thing is a lot of the beginner species are a little bit less expensive. Most of them are. So I'll spend as much time. If somebody has a bunch of questions about it because it's their first tarantula, I'll answer their questions. It's not completely about the money. I'm honestly just really wanted to spread my love of spiders, or that's why I started this.
Well,
So
and you have a day job.
I do, yeah.
Yeah. So let that be a lesson to everybody who thinks that they could just go out and do this dumb shit for a living. You
Right. It's
need a
not going to
fucking
pay
day
my
job.
bills.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's been the most that you've ever made at a show? Because you don't do the national shows, right?
No, I
Okay.
stick to Maryland, Pennsylvania, and Virginia for
Okay.
shows. The most I've done, I think we've brought in like almost 2,000 or about $2,000 for at the most at a show. I've
Okay.
had some shows where I've only sold one spider though too, so it can vary greatly.
So tell me about that ride home when you sell one $30 spider.
Oh, it's rough. It's rough. It's but at the same time, I have all these animals, like I'm not gonna give them away to people for free so they just like forget about them and kill them. Like I'm gonna take care of them until they sell,
So how many animals do you have in your house right now, including babies?
including like baby tarantulas
Yeah.
and all that. Well, it's over 300. I'm not completely sure on the number, but
Okay.
there's over 300
So do you have to feed these things every fucking day?
every week.
Every week? Okay, so that's
Yeah.
not bad.
No.
And what does a tarantula eat? Like, I don't even know. Like, do they all eat like just bugs, or do some of them eat, small mice or whatever? So,
Some of the largest ones can.
okay,
They can eat small mice. You can feed them a pinky mouse.
okay.
Most of
Is
the
that
time, they eat roaches or crickets or mealworms, stuff like
when
that.
they eat a pinky mouse? Is that just gross as shit?
It is. It's nasty. Yeah, because they don't actually eat all of their food. They kind of like leave what's called a bolus behind. So it's kind of just like a ball of the leftovers after they suck out all the juices.
Oh,
So that's pretty nasty you want to get that out pretty quick or it's going to attract flies.
okay, all
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So, do you have like a fruit fly problem in your house?
Honestly, I really don't. I have a catchy and that kind of just takes care of it. And I have quite a few colonies of roaches too. So honestly, they get more flies than the rest of my spiders. And I
Okay.
keep the catchy right near the roaches and it takes care of it for the most part.
And is this kept in like a separate bedroom or a basement or?
So I have a one room in my house that's dedicated to the snakes, the lizard, and then I have tarantulas in there, and then I have my bedroom has a lot of spiders in it too, and a couple other reptiles, and then the living room has a couple boxes of tarantulas too.
So now I'm just imagining, like, after your divorce, the first guy that you banged, and you're like, let's go into the bedroom. And he's probably like, thank God I could get away from these fucking creepy ass shit animals. And then you go into the bedroom, and the poor guy has fucking a heart attack because you got 20 fucking tarantulas in there. But
Well,
like, I know you don't care about being the weird girl, but has it negatively affected you at all with like relationships and shit like that?
not really, honestly. I mean, I have a boyfriend who breeds tarantulas too, so he is totally cool with that.
Right, but what are the chances of that really happening? Like fucking
I
is
mean,
it
it
like,
happened. It did.
yeah.
So I don't know what the chances are, but it did happen.
Yeah, but that also meant that you're stuck with these other tarantula people, and your pool of people that you fucking could have sex with shrinks down tremendously. It's like the ball python people,
Yeah,
right?
I
Like,
mean, if you want to come to my house, you have to be okay with it. It's a deal breaker for me.
yeah.
So,
Well, I think you're hot enough to deal with it and
yeah.
fucking just so everybody remembers, she's 33 years old. Okay, looks 15, is 33. So
Right.
shut the fuck up. Um, now, is are the shows even work like it? First of all, this is a real business, right?
hmm Yep.
It's all registered and everything.
Yes.
So is it worth it, the amount of money that you pull from these shows to do all the work that's involved?
It's
You
worth
know,
it for me. I don't know if it's would be worth it for everybody. If you don't love tarantulas, then don't get into it. Honestly, like it's not going to be a money-making scheme by any means. Even
right,
like
right,
even the biggest like sellers, vendors that I know who've been doing this for the longest amount of time, most of them have day jobs still,
right.
not going to pay your bills. You can
Well,
pay for your
also,
spiders with it, but that's
right,
about
right.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, and probably if you really love the fucking things, then that's all that really matters is that
pretty much.
it does get paid for.
Right.
But I can't imagine the work involved with bringing 300 animals to a show that you got to worry about. Like, is it going to be too hot in the car? Is it going to be too cold in the car? Is it, could they survive the 3 hour trip or whatever?
Right.
Um,
Well,
and what's it like when you come home and you have to put all that shit back?
it's a pain in the ass. I mean, for when I do go to shows, I don't bring all of my animals with me. I select usually like maybe 50 or so to bring along. A couple, you don't need to bring all of your spiders. You're not going to sell all of your spiders at one show. Like you can bring like I'd say max like 10 of one species if you want to. But you're probably not going to sell all 10.
Right, but if you're selling like a $20 to $40 tarantula, let's say that
Mhm.
that's an average, right?
Okay.
Are you worried that that's like it's a disposable price?
A little
It's
bit.
a price point
Yeah.
where you could
Mhm.
sell this thing, and then these people are just going to take it home and kill it.
Right.
Incidentally, that's what Shane did. Shane fucking spent like $500 on tarantulas, killed every one of them. Okay, and
How do you kill? Like they're not easy to kill in
he,
my
yeah,
experience.
Shane is an incredible ball python keeper and
Yeah.
gecko keeper and fucking
Right.
hognose keeper, and he was just like, yeah, fuck the fuck these things. You know,
Maybe like he might have overwatered them. Like they can drown pretty easily because they breathe through book lungs on their stomach. So if they're sitting in a lot of moisture, they can drown.
oh, Shane just said two lived. Um,
Oh, two lived. All
okay,
right.
all right, good. So, yeah, that's I guess 30%, 40%. That's fucking awesome. Um, yeah, no, it's just fucking weird because it's like that would aggravate the shit out of me
hmm
if I would. Are you at the point now where you would just sell somebody a spider and be like, yeah, this spider's not going to live past 2 weeks with this stupid kid, and are most of your
Yeah.
customers kids or adults?
Mostly adults. I do
Okay.
have some, I've had some teenagers come around. A lot of moms are really into it. Like a lot of moms come around and have their collection, and their kids are like, ew, mom has all these tarantulas. That's
Oh
a
man,
really common thing.
I'm gonna have to come down to fucking Gettysburg and vend at your table and meet all these moms.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Because they I don't know. I think that they would be just a little bit easier than fucking non-tarantula keeping moms. Speaking of, we were talking about this in prior to you coming on. The green hair chicks and the purple hair chicks and the fat chicks with the short shirts and the guts hanging out.
Yep.
Do you see a lot more of that in Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Baltimore than you would in like Daytona or fucking Tinley?
I've never vended at those other shows, like in Daytona or Tinley. I've never vended outside of those 3 states, but yes, I see it all the time. Some really bad dye jobs. It's a really popular thing. I don't get it.
Well, and are they the people buying the tarantulas?
Sometimes. It
because
happens.
I would think it's just like fucking. It's just like, oh, I want to be weird and eccentric, so I'm gonna dye my hair green and buy a tarantula.
Sometimes you do see that.
Yeah, okay.
Sometimes. Honestly, a lot of them are, I see more of them buying ball pythons, I feel like.
That's what I'm saying. That too, right?
Yeah.
And then you wait for the first week, and then you'll see pictures on their Instagram of them with dumb little hearts and fucking the ball python sticking its head. There's one video out this week where this dumbass got the camera right on her face with the fucking snake crawling on her by her mouth, and she kisses the snake.
Oh my god!
And the snake's mouth is open. It clearly has a respiratory infection.
Clearly, yeah.
And she's like, "Yeah, my snake is so happy and it's smiling at me." But like, these are the dummies that are buying.
That's horrible.
All of your ball pythons, people. Okay, so
I do see that frequently, but there's more ball pythons at the shows than anything for sale, really.
Well, right, yeah, but there's also more miserable ball python people leaving with making $40, from a snake that they had listed as 100.
Oh yeah, I don't see. I'm not really in the ball python scene at all. I'm so removed from that. Like, I had one growing up, but
you are in the hognose scene a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you vend hognoses also?
I have sold hognose at shows that I've bred. I don't breed a ton. I just bred for the first time last year, and I sold most of the babies to like friends of mine, and then I had one left that I held on to for a little while and decided that I was going to sell him, and I sold him at a show.
Right. And look, Keith Graham.
That's my dad.
oh man, I was gonna say she is way fuck it, I agree with him. But fuck it, I thought that was the ex-husband, maybe fucking.
Oh no.
Open in like fucking let me cause some problems.
No, I never took my ex-husband's last name.
Oh, are you one of those?
Well, I just was like, I don't know. I didn't feel great about it, I guess. So.
Yeah, no. How long were you married for?
2 years.
Oh, that's a long time to be with one person. It really is. Yeah, mine was 10 months.
Yeah. Well, my divorce has been going on for almost 2 years now.
Dude,
yeah.
That's what happened with me.
Yeah.
Is that we decided to get divorced, and we were both going to move to California, and we were like, we'll just fucking get divorced in California. And it took me, like, you had to be a year-long resident in California.
Oh, yeah.
Before you could get divorced. So we were actually getting divorced for longer than we were fucking married.
Yeah, it's hell, honestly. It's very stressful, but I like there's a light at the end of the tunnel at this point. So
right. Yeah. When will it be final?
I'm really hoping by the end of the year. That's my.
By the end of the year? The year's only half over.
Well, if it's been going on for like a year and 7 months or something now, so
right.
It's a little bit of time in comparison.
Right. Yeah, can't you just pay somebody with all that tarantula money?
I wish, God,
to expedite the whole fucking situation?
Right.
Jesus Christ. So you don't vend hognoses.
Not a whole lot.
What does your setup look like at a show? Is it just a bunch of deli cups and?
Pretty much, yeah. It's a table full of deli cups.
Okay.
Yep.
And And do you have like banners and tablecloths and all that other shit?
I have a tablecloth.
Okay. What is your opinion on these fucking doofus motherfuckers that don't put any money into their show stuff?
I
And
really don't get it. Um,
yeah,
this last weekend, there was somebody that I didn't know at the show I was vending, and they didn't have a tablecloth or anything. And they honestly had the coolest stuff, like the most rare stuff at the show as far as snakes go. And
right.
it was so confusing to me. Like, why didn't you guys put a tablecloth on your
Yeah.
table?
Considering you could get a tablecloth for $9, that'll just be a
Yeah,
black fucking
right.
tablecloth.
And they had all these like rare colubrids. It was the coolest stuff I'd seen at a show, I feel like, in a long time. And it was just, I don't know, like just invest a little bit.
Yeah,
Like
$100.
we didn't even we bought a tablecloth like before we vended. We were like, okay, we're gonna vend shows. We need to get a tablecloth with our logo on it.
Yeah,
Like, it's just
yeah.
right away.
When we were doing it, we probably spent about $5 grand on a table setup
Nice.
before we even vended a fucking show.
Hmm.
And then we vended the White Plains show, and we were the nicest
Right.
fucking table at the show, right?
Yeah.
And people were fucking bringing their shit in like not even deli cups back then.
Oh,
They would put them in. They would go to like a restaurant supply place,
right.
and they would bring like cake pans and shit
Oh,
like that. Yeah, and they would, it's like when you buy a
I've
cake
seen
at like
that.
Albertsons or something, and
Hmm.
they would punch holes in it and
Yep.
fucking put their shit in a cake.
I've
Like it
seen
was
it.
so bad back then.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I see it sometimes still now. I mean,
yeah,
I was at a show not a few months ago where there was somebody selling ball pythons and they were all in bags. Like you couldn't even see the snakes.
on bags.
Yeah. Like snake bags, but like I'm like, how do you
Was it
know
like a
it's in
mystery
there?
box thing? You're just like, hey, I'm
I have
gonna
no
50
idea.
bucks
I
for,
didn't inquire.
oh yeah, so fucking bad.
It was wild. I
Well,
was very confused when I saw that.
and you have other things, right? Like you got a
Hmm.
tegu, you got,
Yes.
and those are just pets.
Yeah, my tegu is just a pet.
Mhm.
He was one of the first animals that I got when I got back into reptiles because there was quite a few years, like in my 20s, where I did not have any reptiles. Probably
Right.
like 5 years. Because my ball python, I got that when I was my dad, who was just in here, got that when I was about 5, and it lived till my mid 20s. So
Yeah.
after, yeah,
Yeah. That's how long a fucking ball python could live.
yeah, yep.
Because a lot of these ball python breeders, even in this room, don't know that
Oh,
because they fucking, they're
yeah,
safe
it
to live
can live
three
a
to five
long
years and that's
time.
it. But they could live,
No.
the
Yeah, and his care, like it was the early 90s, so his care wasn't always ideal
yeah, it
even,
was in a tank, right?
Right,
In a tank
exactly.
living for 25 fucking years.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
and it got better, like, as we kind of started learning a little bit more about how we were supposed to keep him, and he had even been my dad was really big on feeding live because it was the early 90s,
right. Yeah.
and that's what you did.
Mhm.
So he had been attacked by rats twice too, like, and he lived through that, and he
Right.
had a nasty wound one time that it happened. So it's like they're hardy animals and they last a very long time.
Oh yeah. The first one I had back in the 90s too, like my girlfriend had kept snakes before I did. And she would feed alive, but she would take the rat out
Mhm.
and thump it, right?
Yeah.
Um, and I remember the first time she thumped, like I almost vomited. I was like,
Right.
"Whoa!" Like fucking, like how can you
Oh
be
my
doing
god.
that?
Yeah.
Fucking. And then, but you just learn because fucking,
Mhm.
your snake could get hurt by the fucking rat. Like
Yep.
fucking, that's you know,
Definitely.
um. So it was actually fun keeping back then because we didn't know shit, but
Right.
more things live now that we know all this shit.
Yeah.
Um, but also the saturation in the tarantula market is not the same as it is in the ball python market, right?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Um
We just put the new I'm hot light on, fucking
the I'm in my reptile room and the timer turned off my lights and I thought that it got kind of dark on the screen, so I turned them back
Well,
on.
you couldn't see the cleavage as well.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
so
right.
thank you for turning that light on. I
You're
appreciate it.
welcome.
And most of these pervs in the fucking chat appreciate it too. So
It's
now
not
what's
as
the next step?
saturated.
All right, what's the next step in fucking Tarantuland? Do you ever want to make this a full-time job?
I mean, it would be nice to eventually, but it's many, many years away, if ever. And it would have to be not just tarantulas. It could never just be tarantulas. I would have to breed more hognose and other species, I think, to actually make it a full
Right.
time thing. Yeah.
And have you ever gone to a national show or no?
No, I haven't. I want to so bad, but I
Ah,
haven't.
yeah, no, some of them are pretty fun. Um, there's Jenny Cogs. Jenny Cogs is stupid fucking hot too. And she's in Jersey, so she's down, closer to
She's
your
pretty
area.
close, yeah.
Yeah, how to pre-kill. I just nodded and smiled and Bart frozen thought. Yeah, fucking. I mean, pre-killing was that was rough. Like we had a Mexican guy that would just come to the house, and he would he would just take the tail and put his hand behind the neck of the rat, and then just pull the
Ooh,
tail up, and you would just hear the neck crack, and
jeez.
it would be dead, right? And he
Gnarly.
used to do that with rabbits and everything,
Wow.
like that too. And I've told this story before, but fucking, he couldn't make it one time, and we got a food delivery, and we had like probably like 7 or 8, uh, 12 to 15-foot berms, right? That we would feed
Oh,
rabbits to.
yeah.
And I was like, all right, I've seen Juan do this. I don't think that I could get the rabbit by the head and pull the tail up. I go, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna jam the snake hook on the back of this thing's
Ooh,
spine, and I'm
yeah.
gonna kill it really quick, right?
Mhm.
And man, it took me like half an hour to kill that fucking
Oh,
rabbit,
that's
and
brutal.
and it was crying like a little baby,
Oh,
right?
I bet it was.
But like, and so I just sat on the toilet because I put it in the tub, and I
Mhm.
killed it in the tub.
Oh,
And
okay.
when I finally killed it, I felt so bad, right?
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna try and feed this thing now. And I
Mhm.
take it into the walk-in closet that we kept this 15-foot berm in,
Yeah.
and I felt so bad about killing the rabbit that I forgot that I had the snake hook with me that I just killed a rabbit with, right?
Oh, yeah.
And the berm bit me on my thigh and wrapped me up like
Oh,
so
oh
quick,
my
right?
god.
And it hurt. I'm gonna be honest with you,
I
it
bet
hurt.
it did hurt.
Um, but um, but
Horrible.
you look down at the snake, and the snake's just looking at you like, and you could see in her eyes, she was like, "I'm sorry, man." You like you were
Oh,
moving, I smelt it,
right.
but then she was stuck on my
Mhm.
fucking thigh, and I'm there fucking bleeding through
Yep.
my jeans. And my girlfriend had to come up and pour Listerine in the fucking thing's mouth
Yeah.
so it would, do it and unwrap. But yeah, the pre-killing, I just never got into that. I was just like, I'll just buy frozen,
Yeah.
when we had to do it. But we actually fed. We had about 600 ball pythons when we were doing the business, and there was of course 3 of them that didn't eat live, and they would only eat frozen thawed.
Oh, okay.
So, but I mean, it would just sound like a massacre was going on
Right.
feeding day every week. You'd hear
Right.
the rats scream. You'd fucking,
Yep.
Um,
Yeah,
so
it was brutal. We had 3 snakes when I was growing up, and they all ate live. And my dad was the person who got them and like got me into them. And I grew up feeding live to my animals, so I was very used to it. I remember one time there was some kid in the neighborhood whose hamster had babies, and they like all the other kids were really excited, and they gave them to us to feed to our snakes, and then I was like ostracized from the rest of the
yeah,
kids.
that's but like I said before, you look like a redheaded Wednesday.
Thank
Like
you so much.
fucking just like you look like you might have been that weird girl growing up.
A little bit,
But
yeah.
that what the normal people don't know is it's always a little bit more fun with the weird girls. Okay.
Right.
So fucking
Absolutely.
step up. Fucking you guys just don't know.
It's true.
Um, it's fun crazy. Now, I had a bunch of sex questions to ask you, but I'm not going to ask you with your dad in the room. So, like, I just can't do it now. Okay, so we'll save those for fucking later on, when I'm positive that your dad can't hear. Um, but now your boyfriend does the tarantulas also.
Yep.
What's the name of his company?
It's called Panhandle Arachnids.
Okay, and
Yeah.
that's totally separate from you.
Yep.
You don't do any breedings together. You don't do.
No, we do. We have I'll do breeding loans with a lot of tarantula breeders because that's kind of the best way to do it because I have so many babies. You'll
Right.
like send a male to somebody or somebody will send you a male and you split the babies between the two breeders.
And how do you tell male and female on the spiders?
So you can tell from the molt, the inside of the molt of the females once they're adults has a little flap in between their book lungs called the spermatheca, and males don't have that.
Oh,
And then
like a little vagina.
kind of, yeah,
All
like
right.
a little spider
All
vagina.
right.
And then and then the males when they have their final molt, their pedipalps, so like the two small legs right in front of their fangs,
Mhm.
they change. Like instead of having the toes with the little claws on them, they turn into what's called emboli. It's basically they get like little penis hands. And
Okay.
then, so that's how you know, really,
Man, that would
when
be
they're ready to
incredible,
breed.
right? If we could do that,
Yeah, right.
like fucking, just be fucking knocking it out
It's
all
like,
day long. Like fucking.
yep.
So the males have the penis in the front.
Yeah, I mean, it's on their pedipalps. It's on the ends of their two short legs in the front
So
of their
basically,
body.
you could tell when they're breeding because this one motherfucker is fisting
Yeah,
the.
literally. Yeah. They
All right.
like the male will like lift the female up. It's kind of like they lift them up and it'll be like that underneath of her.
All right.
It's pretty much what it looks like, just like
Yeah. No, I've had that
that.
happen, but fucking,
Yeah.
it's not as easy as, especially as you get older.
Yeah.
Fucking, you can't be. You
Same
can't,
for the tarantula. Same for the males. Like they get kind of weak when they get older. They can't really do as much. They're not as fast. It's not.
right. That's all I'm saying to all the women out there. All right. It's not for lack of wanting. Okay. It's for.
Yeah, and they do try still. So
Well, yeah. It's.
yeah.
Well, no. They're just like guys because I still try. Like fucking. I try that standing up shit. You know. But like a woman could weigh anywhere from fucking 90 to God knows what pounds, right? And fucking you can't be doing that. Like fucking 90-pound girls are okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot
220-pound
easier.
girls, it would be a lot harder. Okay. And you would think it would be a lot harder for them too, right? Like fucking to move that
Right. I mean,
that
female
amount.
tarantulas are much bigger than males too. So
Well,
it's
it's like the
actually
ball python.
really impressive.
Yeah,
like
that's
like
what I'm saying. Listen,
yeah.
okay. Listen, I'm just saying we're trying. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Fucking, you can't count out guys like me and Brian. All right. Um, so now, you and the boyfriend, do you vent together, or is it like a full-time partnership where you're doing shows together? You're going out and doing shows. You're helping each other clean.
No, so there is one show that we vend at together, but as separate businesses.
Okay.
Otherwise, like I'm doing all the cleaning and feeding and watering myself and vending myself. Well, I have a business partner who I vend with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think you're a better breeder than your boyfriend?
I don't know about
Come
that.
on. Come on. All right.
You know, I have paired quite a few tarantulas for him. But he's been doing this a lot longer than me too. So he has way more knowledge than I do about all of the spider things.
You could say it. He's not watching this. It's okay.
No, he's a great tarantula breeder. He really is.
All
Like
right. That's
he
adorable.
really is.
Adorable. Okay. So you have to wait till they're a certain age to be able to tell
Right. You have
with
to,
sex
it's more of
sales?
a size thing than
Okay.
age. Like they have to be an adult size spider, and then the males have to be at their final molt.
Okay. What, like the last molt until they die?
Yep.
Jeez, that's fucking depressing as fuck.
Yeah, that's the last molt. They'll, because up until that they just have regular pedipalps, and at their last molt they get the emboli on the ends of their pedipalps, so they can't do any breeding at that before that.
So is there a physical change that you could see? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. All right. So
Yeah,
the
they turn into
females,
like little boxing glove looking things. They really do.
all right, we could go a million places with that one.
I
Um,
know.
so basically, the females are go by size.
hmm
So those are like they're almost like little Puerto Ricans, right? Because fucking the Puerto Ricans, once you hit 90 pounds, you could get pregnant no matter what age you are.
Pretty much. I
Okay.
mean, yeah, it's like that with
All right,
spiders.
that's pretty
Sure.
racist, Kayla.
Well,
Calm the
I'm
fuck down.
just saying,
All
like,
right.
if
If you
once
had
they get
to,
to be an adult
if
size,
yeah, no, if you had to compare it tarantulas to one particular race of people, it would be the Puerto Ricans. So
well, that's
it's
what you
okay.
said.
No,
So,
no, I got a feeling that's how you described it.
Mhm.
Now, so your boyfriend doesn't help you. You don't help your boyfriend. Is
No.
there like a level of competition of untalked about competition between you two at a show?
I don't think so. I think maybe more so on his part because I kind of encroached on his area because he was breeding and vending before I was. So
Right.
I think he's a little bit like, you sell more than me, but I don't. It's not true. But
So did and I'm not saying I want this to happen because you're hot, but if you break up now, is you think that shit is going to be a little uncomfortable at the shows?
I don't. I
But
mean,
like, do
it
you think
would
that
it probably, but
competition
I
will
don't
be
think we're
more
going
outright?
to.
Oh,
Maybe. I mean,
oh,
if something like that happened, it probably would, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't foresee that happening. There's
mm.
really no reason for it to. So,
Oh, really? So,
yeah.
so what's the boyfriend like? What name the differences in the boyfriend versus the ex-husband?
Oh my gosh. Well, he is calm. He is kind. He loves, he's responsible. um, probably the biggest three.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking say this joke, even though your dad's here.
Oh
He,
no.
he has a bigger dick. He's
Well, duh.
fucking money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Um,
My
and what
dad
does he
probably
do?
laughed honestly at that
Oh, all
one.
right,
I
good.
bet he
Okay, good.
did.
And what does he do for a day job?
My boyfriend,
Yeah.
he's a chef.
Oh, look at that old fancy ass, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
right. Yeah, so
Uh,
he cooks really good. So there's another.
oh,
Yeah.
all right. And but you still don't live together.
No, we don't.
Okay. Is there a plan to live together?
Eventually,
How long have you been together?
a year.
Okay, yeah, you don't want to live with that motherfucker yet. You don't even know him after a year. All right. Shit. You don't want to get familiar with his bathroom schedule already.
Oh my gosh,
You know,
right?
like fucking like keep up the keep up the mystery, man. Um, all right. So any plans on breeding any other things that you have?
I do breed the hog nose.
Well, I mean, but
Yeah.
like you said, you have a bunch of other things also, like the
Um,
false water cobra and stuff
yeah,
like
I would love to get. I just have a male. I would love to get a female and breed them eventually. It would take a long time. That'd be years down the line. I
that.
love my false water cobra. I got him just to like see how he would be as how much I liked keeping one really.
Right.
And he's such a cool snake. I would love to breed more of them. But they have really big clutches and the babies are big and I just don't have the space where I'm at right now to
Right.
do that at all. So.
Right. Well, your space is are you maxed out now, being that you got animals in every room?
Pretty much. I wouldn't really get any more. I have room for more hognose because I have like empty places where I can put them because I'm kind of just preparing for that right now.
Right.
More focusing on that than anything. And they're smaller, so they're easier to contain in a smaller space. You know, my false water cobra is in a PVC. It's pretty big, so
Well, don't the hognoses shit every day? Like, isn't that
pretty
a
much. Yeah, I'm spot cleaning every day with these hog nose. It's a lot.
right? How many clutches are you expecting this year?
Well, I have 3 females that I've paired. One has double clutched, and I
Right.
have babies from her already. And then I have another female who's laid 1. I think she's going to get ready to double clutch, and the other one, I don't know if she's going to go or not.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, how many eggs do they have at a time?
It varies. I mean, I've seen like 5 to 30 before. Mine have
5 to 30. Jesus.
Yeah, like I've seen 5 eggs and one have like almost 30 eggs. Like I've seen I think like 26 or something.
Right.
So I've had not all of the eggs that I've got have been fertile last year or this year. Last year I got 9 babies, and right now I have 6 babies and I think like 10 eggs in the incubator.
Right.
Yeah.
And do you plan on selling these like at the shows with
Mhm.
the spiders
Yeah.
too?
Yeah.
So it all falls under the Tarantuland
Right.
banner, right?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Kayla, how could people get in touch with you if they want to get in touch with you? Or do you not want them to get in touch with you?
Well, Tarantuland does have an Instagram. It's Taran Taran2 land is our Instagram.
What are you doing with that
Tarantuland was taken. I don't know who has the name Tarantuland on Instagram, but I would really like to speak with them.
Those underscores are the worst, man.
Yeah. And then Crunchwrap Fairy is my personal account.
Yeah, Crunchwrap Fairy.
Mm-hmm.
That I knew that you were either smoking hot with that name or like a fucking gay guy that liked, Nestle Crunches.
Yeah, right. It could go either way.
So I was just like, let me at least see her. And then I saw you and you're hot as fuck, and I'm like, you got to come on the show. So all right, look at this.
Hey, that's my business partner. That's Steven.
What does that name mean?
I don't know.
Holy fuck.
Yep.
Fucking
discharge. Yep.
Holy
Hi,
crap.
Steven.
Right. Well, all right. On that note, do you want people to contact you, or you just like, fuck it, I do well enough without you guys? So like fucking donate.
I mean, you can. Yeah. I mean, I'm open for internet friends, and come follow me. And I don't know, I post pictures of my animals a lot. We post on Tarantuland pretty often.
There's gonna be a stupid amount of pervs sliding into your DMs after this fucking thing.
Yeah, I mean, that happens anyways. So that's part of the reason why my Instagram is private. So they can't just DM me out of the blue, and it kind of cuts down on the spam also.
Right.
But if you're like sending me dick pics, I'm probably just gonna block you.
Like how many dick pics have you gotten before you're like, this is just too many? Like there's too many dick pics. Like
I don't. It's not like so much. It's kind of random, honestly. I think it's enough.
Do you ever think it worked? Like, do you ever think it worked? Like a dude just fucking sent a dick pic to a chick.
It never worked. It was always like, oh my God, this is so stupid. And usually it gets sent to my close friends, who then make fun of it and like sometimes draw pictures on it and stuff.
That's the way to do it. See, guys do not think that way when they get pictures. They think that way when they get vagina pictures, I think.
Right.
It's just like, oh, I don't know about this one here. But how many do you have a constant flow of dick pics coming into your phone?
Not a
or
constant
are most
flow,
people
no. Most people are pretty cool.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. You're gonna get one tonight. All right. Kayla, thanks again for hanging out with me for an
thank
hour.
you so much.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw you in the green room and just hang out for like 2 minutes, okay?
All right. Thanks.
All right. Thanks again. Everybody, go follow TRANT_.
It's
whatever the fuck you
Tarantu
said.
with the underscore in
Yeah,
between the Tarantu and land.
Tarantu. Okay. Yeah. All right. Fucking damn.
I know. I hate it. I hate it
Yeah.
so much. But
You are 6% less hot just on that
oh
name
yeah.
alone.
I
Okay.
mean,
So,
I can see why.
all right. All right. I'll be right back. Let me just
All
say
right.
goodbye to everybody. All right. Guys, thank you for sticking around. I hope you had fun. I hope you laughed a little bit. You know, that's what we do here. Um, there's going to be a mass email going out because the hot girl for next episode canceled. So don't be surprised if the hot girls in the chat get a request, because you only have to be reptile adjacent to get X to be on this show. You don't have to breed. You don't have to fucking keep. You just have to be fat, fucking hot. No fatties. Okay. Well, that's not true. We could have some fatties if you're hot, but if you're a fatty with short hair, we're not going to have you on. But if you're a hot fatty, fucking hey, we all need the loving too. So all right, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Don't forget, Tuesday, Bronx Down Under. I haven't picked a topic yet, so we got to figure that out. And then on the 15th, on the main show, I'm gonna have on Dr. Joe from Kingdom Pythons down in Texas. So, and I'm also having what's that other hipster fucking doofus guy? Chakra Scales on new 15 Minutes of Lame on the next Snakes and the Fat Man. Look, I got to get out of here. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks again, guys. Bye-bye.